softball goes good, then like I feel like my life is going good. If I'm not doing well, then I want to go practice. Then I might push away my homework and I go practice and make sure I get what I need to get done and improve on my skill work.
It's definitely hard to talk to some people who may not understand, who may just see the glitz and glamour of being a student athlete, who really sometimes don't see the work that you have to put in, just for your sport physically.
I'm stubborn, so I try to deal with things on my own. I try to basically take the bull by its horns, and I try to front everything by myself. And there's some times where everything just gets so overwhelming, and I hold it in to the point where I just overflow. And sometimes that's when I reach for help. Someone's thinking or feeling that affects every aspect of their life. It's not just mental. Like, yeah, obviously mental health is mental, but your mental part of your life really affects your physical part as well.
Feeling like the thoughts like just are running through your mind, like it's like eating you up. Like you don't want to eat, you dream about it, you don't want to get up from bed. Like that's all you ever think about. Say 2 games, like I go over 4 for like a few games in a row. That's gonna eat you alive, and like you're wondering, oh, am I gonna play still? Expect better of yourself. You're letting everyone down. And I think you just think about all those outcomes. You're just kind of going through the motions, kind of not really like feeling anything, like feeling passion or anything about it. Just kind of there.
Mental illness is actually a medical term where you have different diagnoses such as anxiety, depression, things like that have risen to a level of where they're considered a disorder. The DSM-5, which is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, which is what allows us to diagnose different conditions, have certain criteria for each of the mental illnesses. And I think that's where it really oftentimes gets confused. Not everything that's an issue or a mental health concern is necessarily an illness. Names are very hurtful. Labels are really hurtful. How we perceive ourselves and label ourselves can either help or hinder us. The words that are used are incredibly powerful. And we're talking about probably one of the most personal aspects of who we are. So when we're judged for how we do things or who we are based on names that we're called or references that are made, it makes it that much harder to come forward and get any kind of assistance. And it also makes it scarier because we think we're worse than we are.
You're always trying to be looked at as being strong or somebody who can take on anything, and so you really may not be trying to talk about the issues that you have to other people. In that case, you feel alone through whatever process you're in, whatever you're going through. If you're not opening up about it to anybody, then nobody can truly understand how you feel inside.
I don't really want to open up to like let anyone know I'm vulnerable, like how I feel. I express my emotions a lot, but like I don't really like say them.
Being an athlete, you're a competitor. You want to win at everything. So sometimes maybe feeling like I'm having these overwhelming feelings, and I guess trying to shove them off on someone else kind of makes me feel like a loser. So like I want to be a winner. I want to take it all on my own. I want to show myself that I can do it.
Still affected by previous held beliefs of stigmatizing. I call it the ist problem. When there's a problem, you go see an ist. If you have a dental problem, you go see the dentist. If you have a heart problem, you go see the cardiologist. There's that perception that something has to be wrong or fixed. And I think we're still fighting that a little bit. Student athletes are a unique population. In addition to all of the requirements and responsibilities that your non-student athlete college population has, they also have time requirements that have to be met. They have time for studying that has to be met with study hall, stuff like that. Practice times, it's almost like having 2 jobs. The stress for anybody to have 2 jobs is incredibly high.
Waking up, workouts, practice for 4 hours. Then after that, some days I'll have tutoring. Then I have office hours upstairs that I do, or I have class right after practice. That goes from 2 to 3:15, and then 3:30 to 4:45, and then 5:30 to 7 o'clock on one night.
Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, we have workouts, so I'll wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I go to workouts for an hour, and after workouts, I go straight home, shower, change, eat, to go to class, and depending on the day, I can have class from 9:30 to 12:15 or 9:30 to 10:45, and then I have to rush on over back to practice. And after practice is over, I'm done for the day because all my classes are in the morning. So I try to do homework or study as much as I can. At least try to find some kind of time for myself to relax, to unwind a little bit, so I don't take my stress to a whole other level.
Maybe won't get to sleep till 1 or 2 o'clock at night and still have to wake up by 6 or 7 to practice the next day. Some days it feels like a bit bigger load than others.
People don't see the extra hours I might put in after. Like, I'm always thinking, always trying to be better.
It's all based on performance, and the coaches, they can't really be bothered by outside stuff when it comes to classes and tests, because when you're on the field, it's all about how you perform that day.
I think coach expects just to give you 100% effort, like, all the time. And, like, when you're on the field, you kind of, like, don't worry about the stress that you're doing in business calculus or all that. Like, you give your 100% focus on the field.
It takes a lot of courage to look in the mirror, look at yourself. It takes a lot of courage to walk in this door and ask questions. Open-mindedness, open to learning about ourselves and why we do the things we do or how to do them better. We gain strength by learning more skills. We do that on the field, off the field, in the classroom, all of those different areas. We're ahead of the curve in a lot of ways. Nobody is going to turn down support even when they don't need help. Kudos to our student athletes because they're not really big on the stigma. They're kind of like, if I need something and it's going to make me better, I'm willing to try it. And I think that's a really great attitude and allows us to be successful. It can only be done if it's a partnership between the student athletes and what we're able to provide.